Good morning to all of you. Welcome to my YouTube channel Paramount English Study with Rajan Sir. Myself, Dr. Rajan Kumar Srivastav. Once again, I am here with a new video. Actually, all of you have given me so much appreciation, and this channel receives enormous appreciation. More than 1,500 views, 161 subscribers, and several actually have liked my video. Thanks for that. Now we shall see what is our topic of the day. So hello viewers, we shall see here the topic of the day is here an elementary school classroom in a slum by Stephen Spender. As you know, Stephen Spender was born in 1909 and he died in 1995. He has been a great English poet, essayist, and he has been critic also. We shall study here the whole summary of the poem. So we start here. This poem, an elementary school classroom in a slum, describes a primary school in a slum. Children studying in the slum classroom depicts the social injustice and perpetual poverty prevailing among the slum dwellers. In the first stanza, the poet describes the miserable condition of the children. The faces of the children are unlike the usual children of schools. Instead of being exuberant and energetic, they are like rootless weeds, withered and worn out. They are unclean and untidy as they are malnourished. Malnourished means that is out of nourishment, जिसको आप कहते हैं कुपोषण. Sick and hungry. Just as weeds are not wanted in the garden, so are these children of the slum unwanted in the society. They have pale faces. Pale means here yellow faces. Their hair is uncombed. A tall slum girl has her head bowed down as though she is exhausted physically because of malnutrition and emotionally because of poverty. The other students of the class are also in the same situation. There is a boy who is as thin as paper again because of malnutrition and lack of civic amenities. He has eyes like that of a rat searching for food and betterment. Another child in the class who is a victim of genetic disorder has gnarled bones and stunned growth. He has inherited this debilitating disease from his father and recites his lesson from his desk in a mellow and weak voice. In one corner of this poorly lit and ill-equipped class, in a sweet, unnoticed young child lost in the world of his dreams. The dull and monotonous classroom does not interest him, and hence his mind divides towards the squirrel in her tree room. He too dreams of fun and frolic in an open space. In the second stanza, the poet describes the dirty classroom. On the walls are displayed the names of people who have given donations. The bust of Shakespeare displayed in the clear background of the sky. Walls have pictures of the beautiful Toilsey Valley as well as a map of the world. Toilsey Valley, you know, it is very famous valley in the world. The children's eyes can only view a narrow road enclosed with a dull sky. It is quite a dreary and depressing place for children. In the third stanza, the sad poet suddenly turns belligerent. Belligerent means aggressive, and feels that Shakespeare is wicked. Shakespeare को यहाँ wicked कहा गया है, corrupt है वो. Because he misleads the children. He shows them a beautiful world of ships, sun, and love, which is not only unreal for them but has a corrupting influence on these children and instigates them to steal and try to escape from their cramped holes. इट मीन्स टू से कि जो इस एलिमेंट्री स्कूल में बच्चे हैं उनका फ्यूचर तो ब्राइट है नहीं, वो पहले से ही फाइनेंशियल, एनवायरनमेंट, सोसाइटी हर जगह से दबे हुए हैं, फिजिकली भी वीक हैं और फाइनेंशियली भी वीक हैं। और शेक्सपियर इसलिए वीक्ड हैं क्योंकि वो उनका फ़ोटो बढ़िया बढ़िया सुंदर सुंदर लगा है, अच्छी अच्छी सीनरी लगी है, टॉयलेट्स की वैली लगी, घाटी की सीनरी लगी है। तो इन सब चीज़ों को देखकर बच्चे जब देखते हैं कि अच्छी अच्छी शिप्स हैं, जहाज़ हैं, तो उनके अंदर टेम्पटेशन होगा कि कोई चीज़, वो चीज़ अब उसको किसी तरह से भी अचीव करें, एक्वायर कर लें, बाई फेयर एंड फाउल मीन्स, बाई रॉन्ग मीन्स। सो इनको मिसलीड कर रहा है एक तरह से, ये पोएट बताना चाहता है। देयर एग्जिस्टेंस इज़ इंडीड वेरी सैड, देयर emaciated children are so thin that it appears that they are wearing only skins. The spectacles they are wearing have glass which has been broken and mended. इतने वो पतले दुबले हैं कि वो ग्लास से तुलना की गई है, जैसे चश्मा होता है वो भी टूटे फूटे बच्चे चश्मा पहने हुए हैं, मेंडेड है, वो रिपेयर्ड है, उनके पास एक अच्छा चश्मा तक नहीं है, आंखें बहुत ही कम एज में आईसाइट उनकी जा चुकी है। Their entire appearance reeks of their deprivation. The poet shows his outrage by suggesting that the maps on their walls should show huge slums instead of beautiful scenic graphics. Finally, in the last stanza, the poet reveals the appalling truth that there can be no change for the better unless a governor, a school inspector, or an educationist और अबिस्टर कम्स टू द स्कूल। कहते हैं उनके जो है इस तकदीर में, फ्यूचर में तब तक कोई बदलाव आने वाला नहीं है जब तक कि स्वयं गवर्नर, स्कूल इंस्पेक्टर और कोई वेल एजुकेशनिस्ट आ कर के उस स्कूल का निरीक्षण न करे, उसको देखे ना, उसकी रियलिटी को ना समझे, उस बैकग्राउंड को ना समझे। और जब तक उसको समझेगा नहीं, रियलाइज करेगा नहीं, तब तक उस स्कूल का भला नहीं हो सकता और ना तो उन बच्चों का हो सकता है। The map in their classroom is the only medium for the children to view the world outside their slums. The windows of their classroom shut them and confine them to their world of poverty and helplessness. Next, poet appeals to those who are in power to liberate these slum children from the hurdles life they are leading. He also exhorts the people themselves to break open these windows which appear to have sealed the fate of these children. He would like to see these children bask in the educational facilities in this world and run carefully on the garden sands and enjoy a new lease of life and freedom. The poet earnestly desires that each and every child should be able to enjoy the fundamental right to freedom. They should have access to all kinds of books, new as well as old. They should also be able to learn from nature around them. So we can say here, the poet Spender ends the poem on a positive note as he expresses his belief that people who are ignited by the spirit of knowledge and learning are the ones who create history. It is the moral liability of everyone to break barriers between the haves and the have-nots and give a meaningful education to all. For history remembers only those people who are educated and have enlightened themselves for a better world. So we have just given you here the complete summary of the poem. Thank you. So hello viewers, actually all of you have seen my video continuously, and I hope that all of you will prepare your notes, and if you like my video, please subscribe my channel and like my video and press bell icon inside so that you may receive all my notification to all of you first. So thanks for watching my video. Thanks a lot.